It is 4 in the morning on a mountainside south of Kyoto. The city below is still asleep, but here, 10,000 vermilion gates glow faintly in the dark, winding up through the cedar forest like a river of fire that has decided to stand still. Most visitors will arrive after breakfast, take a photograph, and leave believing they have seen a beautiful tunnel. They will not be wrong, but they will have missed the point entirely, because these gates were never built to be beautiful. Each one is a message, a transaction, and a prayer, and the story of why they exist begins more than 1,000 years before the first tourist ever raised a camera. Start with the object itself. A torii is deceptively simple: 2 upright pillars, 2 horizontal beams, and nothing else. No doors, no walls, no lock. It could not keep out a cat. And that is precisely the point. A torii does not divide space the way a wall does. It marks a threshold you can only cross with your mind. On one side is the everyday world: trains, deadlines, convenience stores. On the other side is sacred ground, the territory of the kami. The gate's job is not to stop your body. It is to notify your attention that something is about to change. Where does something like this come from? The honest answer is that nobody knows for certain, and the theories are wonderful. The word torii can be read as bird perch, and one legend traces it to Japan's oldest myth. When the sun goddess Amaterasu sealed herself inside a cave and darkness fell over the world, the other gods placed roosters on a wooden perch to crow her back out. Other scholars point to gateway designs that traveled along Buddhist routes from India and China. The oldest stone torii still standing in Japan date to the 12th century, but the form is certainly older. Like much of Shinto, the torii has no founder, no scripture, and no birthday. It simply grew here. To understand why Japan needed such gates at all, you need one idea: kami. The word is usually translated as gods, but that translation misleads. Kami are not almighty beings watching from heaven. They are presences, the vitality in a waterfall, an ancient tree, a mountain, a fox, sometimes a deceased person of great virtue. Shinto, the way of the kami, is less a religion of belief and more a practice of attention, noticing where the extraordinary lives inside the ordinary. Japan has roughly 80,000 shrines, and every one of them needs a way to say, from this point on, pay attention. That is the torii's entire job description. Now, the color. That particular red, closer to vermilion than to fire engine red, is called shuiro, and it earns its place twice over. Practically, the traditional pigment contained mercury sulfide, which protected wooden pillars from rot and insects. The paint was preservative before it was decoration. Spiritually, vermilion was believed to repel evil and misfortune, which is why you find it not just on gates, but on shrine halls and bridges across East Asia. It is worth knowing, though, that not all torii are red. Stone gates stay gray. Some shrines keep plain cypress wood. Kyoto's Nanomaya shrine even keeps a rare black oak torii. Vermilion is a tradition, not a law. Which brings us to the mountain of gates itself. Fushimi Inari Taisha, head shrine of some 30,000 inari shrines across Japan. Inari is the kami of rice, and by extension, of harvests, prosperity, and business. And here is the first misconception worth correcting. The fox statues everywhere are not inari. Foxes, kitsune, are the messengers of inari, go-betweens carrying prayers in and blessings out. Look closely and you will see each stone fox holds something in its mouth. A key to the rice granary, a jewel, a scroll. In a rice-growing civilization, the kami of rice was effectively the kami of wealth itself. Remember that, because it explains everything that comes next. So why 10,000 gates? Because every single one of them is a receipt for a wish. Since the Edo period, individuals and businesses have donated torii to Fushimi Inari, either to ask for success or to give thanks for success already granted. The practice literally reads as a wish that passed through the gate. Walk the tunnels and look at the black inscriptions on each pillar. Those are the names of donors and the dates of dedication. Trading companies, restaurants, families, dated last month or last century. Prices today run from a few 100,000 yen for a small gate to over 1 million for a large one. The mountain is not a monument built by one emperor. It is a crowd-funded cathedral, 1,000 years in the making, and still growing. The famous section near the mountain's base is called Sunban Torii, 1,000 gates, where the path splits into twin corridors so dense they become glowing hallways. But most visitors turn back within 20 minutes, and that is a quiet tragedy. The full pilgrimage to the summit of Mount Inari takes about 2 hours, passing smaller shrines, tea houses, bamboo groves, and clearings where Kyoto suddenly spreads out below you. As you climb, the crowds thin, the gates grow older and mossier, and the mountain slowly returns to what it always was, a sacred forest wearing a very long red robe. The photograph is at the bottom. The experience is at the top. Fushimi Inari holds the most gates, but not the most iconic one. That title likely belongs to Itsukushima, where a 16-meter camphorwood torii appears to float on the Shinto Inland Sea at high tide. Built in its current form in 1875, it stands offshore because the entire island of Miyajima was once considered so sacred that commoners could not set foot on it. Pilgrims sailed through the gate instead, entering the shrine by boat. At Hakone, a vermilion gate rises from the lake against Mount Fuji. On the Oga Peninsula, white torii crown wave-beaten rocks. Wherever land, water, and reverence meet in Japan, sooner or later, someone plants a gate. Once you start looking, you will notice torii are not all alike, and the differences are readable. Scholars group them into 2 broad families. The Shinmei style is austere, straight pillars, straight beams, no decoration. The design language of shrines connected to Ise, the most venerable sanctuary in the country. The Myojin style is the one you probably picture. The top beam sweeps upward at the ends like a calligrapher's flourish, often with a supporting second beam, and sometimes a tablet bearing the shrine's name. From these 2 families come dozens of local variations. It is a quiet pleasure of traveling Japan, learning to read a shrine's lineage from the silhouette of its gate, the way you might read a family crest. So how should you actually pass through one? The etiquette is simple, and no one will scold you for missing it, but knowing it changes the texture of the visit. Pause before the gate and give a small bow. You are greeting a host. Then walk through along the left or right side, not the dead center. The middle line, called Seichu, is politely left for the kami. Inside, you will find a water pavilion. Rinse your left hand, then your right, then your mouth from your cupped left hand, never from the ladle. At the hall, the standard rhythm is 2 bows, 2 claps, a silent moment for your prayer, and 1 final bow. None of this is a test. It is closer to learning the handshake of a very old house. The torii has long since escaped the shrine grounds. Your phone carries one. The shrine emoji is a vermilion torii. Film festivals, video games, and anime use it as a one-symbol shorthand for Japan, the way an onion dome says Russia. On maps issued by the Geospatial Information Authority of Japan, the official symbol for a shrine is, simply, a tiny torii. There is even a mid-ocean gate on nautical charts of sacred straits. But its most touching modern use might be the small red gates painted onto walls in Japanese alleys, placed there because almost no one is willing to litter, or worse, in front of a sacred gate. The symbol has become its own guardian. And here is the misconception that unlocks everything else, because at least half of all travelers mix this up. Shrines and temples are not the same thing. A torii means you are entering a Shinto shrine, Jinja, the home of kami. Buddhist temples, Tara, have mountain gates called sanmon, massive, roofed, often guarded by fierce wooden kings. Shrines have priests and vermilion. Temples have monks, incense, and images of the Buddha. The 2 traditions have braided together for 14 centuries, and many Japanese people visit both without any sense of contradiction. Married at a shrine, memorialized at a temple. But the gate always tells you where you stand. If you walked under a torii, you are in the world of the kami. Strip everything else away, and what remains is an idea Japan has refined for over a millennium: thresholds matter. The Torii insists that some transitions deserve a marker, that you should not drift between the mundane and the sacred without noticing. It asks for one bow's worth of attention, nothing more. Perhaps that is why the image travels so well, even to people who could not name a single kami. Everyone knows the feeling of standing at the edge of something, a new job, a new city, a decision, and wishing the moment had a shape. The Torii gives that feeling a shape. 2 pillars, 2 beams, and the honest admission that what lies beyond is not entirely ours to control. So the next time you see that tunnel of 10,000 gates, you will know what you are really looking at. 1,000 years of individual hopes, each one signed and dated, holding each other up the whole way up a mountain. If this changed how you will walk through your next Torii, consider subscribing. This is the first episode of Sacred Japan, a series about the meanings hiding inside Japan's most familiar sites. Next time, the water, the salt, and the rope. Why purity, not sin, sits at the center of the Japanese sacred world. Until then, mind your thresholds.